Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And you join me doing something I don't do often, but it's something I'm really getting into, and that is actually just doing some stargazing. I've been doing astrophotography now for 4 years actually, a little bit longer, and I've loved it, absolutely loved it, learnt so much. But one thing that's really missing for me is that real knowledge of what's about and what it is. I can obviously name the main constellations and I know where certain things are, but I really want a deeper knowledge of things, and I started to use just a pair of binoculars some evenings while I'm imaging. I just picked up some binoculars. These aren't particularly powerful, they're 10 by 42s, but they're good quality ones, got really nice lenses. And what really struck me first of all when I started looking through them was just how much more I could see. You know, so many more stars punched through. And then what I'm doing tonight is one of the first things I've learnt to find by doing a bit of star hopping is the Andromeda galaxy. And it's amazing to be able to actually look at it with your eye. I must be honest, I've tried before quite a few times and failed miserably. I think I was following the wrong star, but now that I've learned what to look for, where it's just, there's like 3 stars that you can follow up to it and you can get a great view of it, and it's absolutely amazing to be able to see that. So I'm going to be doing that, but what I'm also going to do is I think I'm going to take some images of it this year and get an image together of the Andromeda galaxy. So yeah, stick with me, and I shall hopefully share with you a lovely image at the end of the video. My name's Glenn and you're watching Astrobloke. Okay, so we're now out, what's it? We're looking at 9:35, we've got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes before what we call astronomical dusk. I can actually start imaging. Stars are starting to poke out. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my one of my little laptops here, and I'm going to use this to connect to Chrome Remote Desktop to connect to the mount. And then I'm going to be able to show you how I do my polar alignment with the iPolar. So we'll get this all set up so you can see the screen too, and then we'll show you how that works. Okay, I started with the mount being roughly facing north. So what we do now is we just turn on the iOptron iPolar app. And we're getting dark enough now for it to pick up stuff, so we just connect. Camera failed to connect. I'll tell you why, because I'm not connected to the right one. So we'll start again. Let's unconnect that. Okay, so it's just getting dark enough now for us to see some stars. So what we do is we go on remote desktop and we're going to connect to the Mealy PC. And as we can see, we've got Nina all ready to go. But what we're going to do is call up the iPolar, which is there. We just connect, make it full screen, and it's saying it's connected, and then we go to settings, and we have to load in the last dark frame. And there you can see the stars have all popped up. Just close this little program there, and we can see there that we got the cross, and this is what we're aiming to get these two together. So we'll start with just an azimuth adjustment. I'm moving it the wrong way, so we want to bring the circle to the cross. Now just keep turning it to the left. Well, I'm turning it on the left knob, but it's moving it to the right. I'm actually getting to the end of my range, so that means that I haven't quite got the mount in a good position here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give the mount a little shift to the right. Just wait for it to settle, and then I'll start with the adjustment again. Okay, I think this time we'll have enough adjustment to get the circle a lot closer. Now, when it gets close, it will get big for the fine adjustment. We just got a little bit of a height adjustment here. Here we go. And we can see there, and as soon as it gets really close, I mean we're talking almost bang on, it'll go green. It's just got to move to the right a little bit more. And there you go. That's what we get when we're polar aligned. So we just need a little bit more and it will stay green. And that is the iOptron polar alignment. It's nice and easy and it's pretty quick. So I'm happy with that. We can come off of that now. So that's the mount polar aligned. Everything's just waiting for nautical dusk. It's getting darker by the minute, which is really good. All the bugs are starting to fly around me, so I know it's getting to that time. Yep, the mount is ready to go. So what will happen is it will call the camera, it will slew to the target, and it will do a plate solve. But what it will do first of all is it will find the target, and then what it will do is it will do a plate solve for the rotation, and it will keep doing that until the rotation is ready. Then it will do another center on that plate solving routine, and then it will start the imaging, and then we'll get a good idea of whether or not the 60 seconds I've plumbed in to start with is the right amount. I think it could be a bit bright, but we'll see. What I might actually do is have a quick look on something like Astrobin and see what the average of exposures is that people are taking with one-shot colour cameras. I might have a little look. Okay, I'm back. I jumped on my other PC and I looked on Astrobin at Andromeda pictures, and I put in this camera, which is the 24 CFX by Altair Astro, and I saw a fantastic image of Andromeda, and the guy had taken it with 3-minute exposures, so 180 seconds. So I've just got time to tweak my thing. I've put it down to 60 seconds, but I'm going to put it back to 180. And obviously I will, you know, have a look at the image that comes back. But yes, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for 180. And we'll see how that does. So I think just to make sure that that is in, I'll just stop it, change it, make sure everything is changed. Yep, that's okay. Push play. Okay. And apparently this has got 1 minute 27 seconds to go, so that's great. So we will soon be cooling the camera and everything will get going. We can do the rotation, make sure that that focus is bang on, and then obviously from there we can then start imaging. All right, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything works as it's supposed to at the right time. So as I say, I'm starting tonight with no filter. I've got the filter drawer on there, the magnetic filter drawer by Altair Astro. Really nice filter drawer, that. But I've got no filter in there at the moment. The camera has a built-in UV IR cut filter, so I'll leave that to do its thing. Whoops. And tomorrow night it's going to be clear again, which is fantastic. And what I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to add the Altair Astro Tri RGB filter, and then that should hopefully capture me some nice details on things like HA and other colours, nice coloured stars. Okay, so the fan started up on the camera. I'm looking at the yep, we've unparked the scope and we're cooling the camera, so everything has started. So this is good news indeed. It's always nice when it works how it's supposed to. I've just heard a rumble as well, which was the roof of my observatory opening. So the other two scopes are starting to cool and they'll be getting on to their targets too. I'm going to have to disappear onto one of them because I do need to make a slight rotational change on my CT10. That's on VDB 152. And unfortunately I had a little bit of a focusing issue the other night and I ended up moving it about a bit and I ended up twisting the frame. So annoyingly I might have mucked up some of my data, but if I can get it back on the correct rotation tonight and tomorrow night, that'll be at least 3 excellent nights of data. And I'll have to maybe lose one night, which is a bit of a shame, but I'll end up, I can use the data, but I'll end up having to crop in so tight I'll lose some of the image. Right, let's have a look at how this camera's doing. It's starting its cooling. It's almost down to 1 degree, so that's good. We're getting down to -5. I used to chill to -10, but I found that in the summer months, if I wanted to do some calibration frames, darks especially, or something like that, in the daytime, because of the higher temperatures, you would struggle to get the camera down to -10, which was a bit annoying really. So I started using -5 and I compared the data between the two, and it was hardly noticeable any difference. There was no extra real noise or anything. And -5 just did give me the opportunity that even when on a hot day, I could chill the camera down and still take calibration frames. So nowadays that is my normal temperature that I aim for, and I've remade all of my dark libraries -5, and yeah, that's what I use now, -5. So we're almost done. And also, you know, your cooling is not having to work as hard to get it down to -5 and keep it there as it does with -10. So it's a little bit less wear on the camera. You're losing less power. So if you are out in the field with a battery, you know, you're not draining all of that power that you've got available down. Okay, and we're slewing. Now there's a tree there, so I don't know whether it's going to get above that or not, because Andromeda does start fairly low. So it's had a little slew, and obviously what it will do now is take a picture for plate solving. I've got an awful feeling it's looking at the tree at the moment. If that's the case, we may have to delay the start by about 30 minutes or so. Okay, interesting. It's got Andromeda, but it's also got the tree in it as well. But it's telling me to rotate 26 degrees clockwise. So all we do is undo the thing. We've got no markings, unfortunately, but we're gonna go for a turn, and then we press OK. I'll see if I can show you what it's doing. So there you go, it's done another plate solve, and it's telling me it's going to move 10 degrees anti-clockwise. So I went too far, so we just give it a little turn back. And we got a moth on the screen. It's re-stretching. You can see there I've got a tree in the in the image. 6 degrees anti-clockwise, so we're very close now. So we just do it in small increments. I mean, it's a few little movements. Yes, this is not as good as an automatic. The moth loves the screen. I'm looking at the image. I mean, we've got this bit of tree there. So what I might do is, what we got, 2 degrees anti-clockwise. We're really close now. I reckon that's going to be it. It's 1 degree. It's still anti-clockwise, that's good. This is good. It's very close now. We'll get it bang on, because then we can follow this on every single imaging session we do afterwards. It's happy. It's happy. So what it's doing now is it's going to re-slew and centre, and then it's going to start imaging. But I've got this bit of tree in there, which I don't want. So what I'm going to do is, once it's starting to, well, it's having a little slew now. So what I'm going to do is, once it's in position, I'm going to let it take a sub so I can just see what Andromeda looks like roughly, and then I'm going to pause it. I'm going to leave it maybe, what, half an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll be able to start imaging properly. So if I just quickly pan down here, I hope you can see there's Andromeda, but there's the bit of tree that's stuck on the image. So Andromeda's there, and it's starting to guide, so that's nice. Everything's working, and it's going to take a sub. I'm going to let it take its first sub, and then what I'll do is I'll pause it, let it wait until things have settled down and we've got past the that tree. We don't want a tree in on the action. That's not going to be very good at all. And the moth is back on the screen, so I'm going to clear that off as well. Right, while this is doing that, I'm going to go onto my other rig and check the rotation on that. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, hope you're well. So it took quite a while tonight for the clouds to finally disperse. I think we're close to midnight now. It's about half an hour later than they said they were fully clear, but the sky again has cleared to an absolutely stunning view. I've seen a few meteors from the Perseids, which has been quite impressive. When you see them, they're actually quite big. And also earlier on, my all-sky camera captured a little bit of purple aurora, which was forecasted just off to the north. So couldn't see it with a naked eye, but the all-sky camera definitely captured some of that purple aurora on the northern side of my garden, so that was really nice. So tonight I'm carrying on with the Andromeda galaxy with the Altair Astro EDQ 70 with the 24 CFX camera on the back. But tonight, last night I took a whole night with no filter, just the built-in UV IR cut filter. Tonight I've added the Altair Astro Tri RGB filter. Now what this is going to do is going to give me some lovely coloured stars, but it's also going to punch a bit of colour into that Andromeda galaxy, and what it should do is start accentuating the hydrogen alpha globules that are on it. So even though it's not a true narrowband filter, it really does help bring out those gases and those extra details. So I'm really looking forward to getting this data and adding it to the other data and seeing what I get. So I'm going to leave this all running. It's a forecast for a beautiful clear night. I'm going to sit out here for a while and just enjoy the stars because it's absolutely stunning. Well, I must say that tonight is exceptionally beautiful. It's really warm, it's really quiet, the stars are just punching through. I am loving this. You can see the Milky Way, which is such a treat. You know, I've got lovely dark skies here. So I'm going to turn my torches off and really enjoy this dark, because it's special.